Put on your headphones, turn off the lights. Would you stay calm if you heard a child laughing in an empty hotel? The blanket folds itself. Shadows stretch along the walls. The hallway is dark, and no one is there. Imagine sitting in a hotel room. The blanket folds itself. You hear a child laughing in the hallway. You open the door and realize the entire hotel is empty. This isn't a horror movie. This is the reality of the Stanley Hotel. Early 1900s. A businessman and inventor, Freeland Oscar Stanley. He was dying of tuberculosis. Doctors told him, find higher ground, clean air. Maybe you'll survive. So he traveled with his wife, Flora, to the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Snow, silence, cold winds. And there, he felt alive again. That's when the idea was born. He decided to build a retreat for the wealthy, a grand place, far away from the cities. Construction began in 1907. 2 years later, the Stanley Hotel stood tall, a massive white building, red roof, electric lights, elevators. Luxuries almost no one had back then. It was a palace of dreams, but dreams don't last. 1911, a storm. The power went out. A young maid, Elizabeth Wilson. She entered room 217 with a lit candle. She didn't know the room was filled with leaking gas. In one instant, the explosion shook the entire hotel. Glass shattered, walls trembled. Her body flew through the floor into the ballroom below. The miracle? She survived. Only a broken leg. But from that day on, room 217 was never the same. Years passed. Guests began to whisper stories. Their luggage opened on its own. Clothes folded neatly. Objects moved, untouched. Unmarried couples felt a sudden chill in their beds, as if someone invisible was lying right beside them. Everyone believed Elizabeth never left. She still worked there, even after death. But room 217 was not alone. The entire fourth floor is cursed. Guests hear children laughing, little footsteps running in the halls. They look around. No one's there. Some swore they felt tiny hands, holding their fingers. Even staff admitted they feel sick whenever they walk that floor. Other rooms have their own legends. Room 401, a hostile spirit. Guests felt invisible hands touching them, a shadow sitting on their bed. Room 428, a cowboy figure standing in the corner, watching silently. Furniture moves on its own. Noises come from above, even though no one is there. The grand ballroom, once a place of parties. Today, still alive after midnight. Piano music fills the air. They say it's Flora Stanley, still playing. Keys move on their own, and the moment you get close, it stops. Some heard an entire party, laughter, whispers, glasses clinking. But when they looked around, the ballroom was empty, beneath the hotel. Tunnels once used by workers. Now they echo with strange scents. Sometimes the smell of fresh bread, but there's no cook, no one there. Just darkness and silence and something waiting. 1974. A writer named Stephen King. He stayed one night in the Stanley. The hotel was almost empty. The ballroom, dark. Chairs stacked on tables. Old music echoing in the halls. That night, he had a nightmare. His son running through the corridors, chased by a fire hose, alive, moving like a snake. His son's screams woke him in terror. He stepped onto the balcony, lit a cigarette, and there, the idea was born. His most famous novel, The Shining, the book that turned the Stanley Hotel into a legend of horror. Since then, ghost hunters came from everywhere. Researchers, TV crews, paranormal teams. They recorded strange voices, captured shadows, photographed figures on the stairs. The most famous, in 2016, A tourist took a simple photo of the staircase. Later, he saw it. A woman, pale, transparent, staring straight into the camera. Today, the Stanley Hotel is no ordinary place. Some call it historic. Some call it cursed. But one truth remains. Whoever spends a night here never leaves the same.